was nothing there. So she went to the stairs and looked over the wall, and she saw these little men. But they weren't little, they had tails, and they were very far away. She would think they are little because they are very far away. And when she looked at the roof, she didn't look clearly. So she looked at the roof one more time, and she saw shadows of really, really little people with tails. Well, that's what she thought in her head. People with tails. But they were actually monkey babies. And the ones that were far, far away were the adults. She went back inside and said, Jake, wake up. You gotta see this. So he was like, no, I don't want to get up. It's 2:30. So she's a bigger sister. So she picked him up on her shoulder and threw him onto the ground outside on the driveway so he could finally wake up. And so he fell onto the ground asleep, and when he flopped onto the ground, he was still asleep. So she went inside, got a bucket of water, cold water, and threw it on him. And then Jake said, I'm up. And then the sister was like, look on the roof, look over there, look on the roof, look over there. And then Jake looked on the roof, and he saw nothing. He looked over on, like 5 houses down. He saw nothing. But he heard something. And what he thought it was the wind. But it was the monkeys. So he said, sister, go back to bed. It's 2:30 in the morning. So they went back to bed. When he woke up, it's summer. So I don't know why she put on the jacket. When Jake woke up, he said, sister, are you gonna make something for breakfast? And he slowed down his voice because the sister was gone. He went downstairs and said, sister, are you here? And all he saw was his little brother, his dad, and his mom. And then Jake said, where is big sis? And they said, we don't know, maybe at work. So he walked down to the workplace. Well, first he looked at the schedule and said, she isn't supposed to be at work until 6. And it was freaking 2. So he walked over to the workplace and he said, where is she? And then all of the manager said, who? And then Jake said, my sister. Oh, I'm telling you chapter 1 since it's going to make more sense on chapter 2 and 3. He said, she isn't here? She isn't at home? And then he ran out of the store like, what the